In a news update for your noon edition news for April 12th, 2018, Thursday. Well, there is a mystery E. coli attack that has made 7 people sick, and 2 of those people had to go to the hospital with E. coli symptoms. Virginia doesn't have the CDC control. Central does not the Centers of Disease Control does not say anything about that Virginia is on one of the list, but it's 7 states, but Virginia is not one of them that has mystery E. coli cases. But Virginia does not, but they don't know as to what the origin is, and they're trying to conduct tests to find a possible link what could be a derivative to the cause. Meanwhile, a 40-year-old woman is being in trial in Henrico County for killing her 19-year-old or killing her boyfriend's 19-year-old son last year by killing him and putting his dead body in a storage container, as they say allegedly, but of course she did it, otherwise she wouldn't be on trial for it. One's possible theory is that there might have been some kind of thing going on. That there might have been something going on with the sister, or there might have been some cheating going on, and that may be why the son got killed in the matter of which he did. Also, there's a new bacteria that is resistant to any antibody, meaning there's no antibody that can kill it or control this bacteria. But it's a new type of bacteria, super bug, that doctors have no way of treating or no way of stopping. It's a new bacteria that many people are getting, and it's resistant to all antibodies that are out there currently. Also, if you plan to live in Richmond, well, they say that crime is down, which is good. To businesses and homes, robbery is down, but assaults are on the rise. Now, why is that? We have no idea. But they're on the rise. So, Richmond's a nice place to live. I know I lived here for about, I've been here since I was 11 years old. Virginia's a nice place for the most part, but then you have a few crazy people. You're always going to have some of that everywhere you live. Some weird people or odd people, but, Also, the banners from the bicycle race that they had downtown Richmond 2015? Remember that? Well, they had banners up, and they left them up all the way to this year. Now they've taken them down, and now they're going to give them away to people who come by the Richmond office tonight downtown, where you can pick them up for free. And they're going to give them away to those who first come, first served tonight until they're gone. So if you want a piece of Americana and Richmond history of that bike race, go down there and pick up those banners while they still have them. Like I said, the first come, first serve tonight at the Richmond, downtown at the Richmond offices, the Richmond business office down there. All right. And remember, restrictions go up today, starting this morning. They went up for the 10K marathon that they're going to be having Saturday. They've already started putting up roadblocks and everything, getting everything all ready for the race that is going to happen downtown Richmond this weekend. So make sure you pay attention to that while you're traveling and about, and that way you can avoid those areas, because you're going to meet barriers and restrictions, and you need to find a detour to go around those things. Okay, that way you'll have a better travel, because that's why there's some restrictions going on certain roads in Richmond because of the because of the 10K race that's happening on Saturday. They're getting ready for that. Of course, also they have a program down in Virginia Beach that they have just started for about, I think they said about a couple years now, but they're just now making more notice about it. But there's a program down there where you can make money for picking up trash on the beaches. There are a handful of businesses and merchants that will actually give you freebies and even pay you even some cold cash for going out there and picking up trash on the beaches. So if you want to earn some extra money or get a free meal at a restaurant, you can go down there to Virginia Beach, and other areas are going to probably start doing this too, as an effort to help keep the beachways clean. They will actually reward you with a meal or give you, some places will pay you for cleaning up the beach, as an effort for doing that. There was a when it first started, there was a Marine or a family of Marines that were, that started this program, and now other merchants and restaurants have decided to keep it going, and that's their way of saying thank you. They'll either give you a free meal or give you some cold hard cash, which everybody could probably use these days, if you know what I mean, because everything's so high, right? Also, there was this guy who was posing as a police officer who was traveling in 3 states behind this lady, which I don't blame her. I would have got scared too. But this guy had real police lights on the car, apparently, and had, when they checked his car, upon checking it, it had police style like gear, a bulletproof vest, a police pin, and some other things in there, paraphernalia, that that's what got him some charges, got him brought up on charges for impersonating a police officer. Now, he's got a criminal record, and he's done this kind of act before. They say he used the police lights while he was tailing her in 3 states so that he could use them in order to maneuver to keep up with her. They used the police lights and everything so that he could stay up with her. And he just followed her into West Virginia all the way from Maryland. So he's been brought in on charges for impersonating a police officer. Also, there's a new scam that's going on in Hanover County where someone is posing like they are calling from the civil criminal division and calling up people, residents, and people like in neighborhoods and businesses, and saying they're working for the Department of Police, and they're going around asking people for money. First of all, the Department of Hanover County, the Sheriff's Office, does not have a civil or criminal department division where they are raising money for anything. And if anybody calls you up posing that they're police and asking you for money or to pay money, saying you missed your court date or anything like that, you need to just hang up the phone. Don't give them any information. Don't say anything to them, and just call the sheriff's office here in Hanover County and give them all the information. And you can even call your phone provider and have them trace the call, because they can do that now after you get off the phone, and they can find out who this person is when they called you. A lot of these phone people are probably using tunnels or using phone shielding software, so it looks like a different number, but they can still find a way to get around it to still trace it. It just takes a little bit more time, but they can still find out who these cats are, even though they think they're elusive with their software and their computers with using this stuff they're doing to mask their real number, and trying to suppose as they're the Hanover County Police trying to ask people for money for missing their court dates, or trying to say that they're here trying to raise money for the police. Don't give any money on the phone, and don't take any phone calls like that. Just call you if you receive one of these calls telling you missed your court date or missed your civic court trial or something like that. It's all lies. Just call the police, because they're not doing that, and they're not raising money like that. If you want to give money to the police, you can call the Hanover County Sheriff's Office and ask them on how you would do that, but they're not calling out asking people for donations, and there's definitely no civic or criminal court division where people in this county. So whoever's calling, they're actually giving out false information. So be aware of that scam going on in Hanover County right now. where people are calling people's residents, posing as they are telling people they missed trials, or they're calling to get money for the police, because those two calls are scam calls. So that's what's going on around here in Hanover. And as we know, that was released yesterday. And of course, they're talking about it again today, this afternoon. Meanwhile, the weather's looking pretty balmy today. It's 69 degrees right now. It's getting in the low 70s in certain areas of the state right now. It's supposed to get all the way up to 76 degrees today. So it's going to be really nice. Tomorrow will be around 82, and it'll be 80 on Friday. So, and then severe weather possibly potentially for this area on Sunday. So that's the in the news update for today's noon edition news. Take care. It's Michael Silvas for April 12th, 2018, Thursday. Take care, everyone.